these are pretty much add-ons to the Sunday market blitz, where we'll prepare a overall analysis, higher time frame analysis on Sunday, showing you guys all the pairs that we normally cover, and then throughout the week we'll drop down time frames for these live sessions that we're doing right now, and then kind of get into it a little more, look at potential trade ideas, see what has happened since the Sunday market blitz, and what we're going to do going forward. So here we are on DXY. This is a 4-hour time frame, but first thing I'm going to do this on every pair, is I'm going to take you guys through a top-down analysis, starting on the daily first, just to establish trend, see what's going on, see where the price action has been, where it could potentially be going. And yeah, so DXY, we always take a look at DXY. This is just the US dollar strength. So just the dollar index itself. This shows the strength and weakness of the US dollar, which makes up for 80% of all trade and is also considered the reserve currency of the world. So this has a lot of influence on the rest of the market. It's a good idea to see where DXY is going and kind of what the outlook for the week ahead is. So let's just dive right into it. Let's just start thinking about the trend here. So we saw that we were very bullish. We had a huge fall off after we broke this this daily zone. It shot lower down to the monthly support, started consolidating, and then made a little bit of a pullback. So this was a pullback here. We could drop down to a 4-hour. Get a closer look on this. Right, here's that consolidation. It started weakening once it got down to here. The bearish trend started weakening. Then we started getting some higher lows, break to the upside. Didn't have the conviction and couldn't confirm it with a higher low. And it actually pulled back below this key resistance zone, was acting as support for a little bit, broke back below. So now we're pretty much bearish again, guys. We're looking for lower highs, strong bearish sit-ups, pushing this, lower into our monthly zones, into major support levels, and so on. So our first target is going to be pretty much this zone in here, between this support and then this trend line, and then we're going to make a play down to the monthly zone as we see it, develop. But let's go to the 1 hour for a second on this, just to show you guys what needs to happen. So a nice retest of this broken support, tested as resistance, that would be ideal. Be a nice, nice trend formation that would give us a lot of confidence of this continuing to the downside. All right, so if this were to go bullish, what we need to see is a break back above 93.6 with some higher lows, confirmed higher lows above that zone. And then we'll reanalyze once that happens. Once we see a break, we'll come back on and come up with some new trade ideas. But for now, we're definitely looking short. It is definitely short. Okay, that's DXY. Let's move on to AU. My allergies, I swear, it's like my allergies are good 10 minutes before the webinar, and then once I'm on it, it's just like, oh yeah, no problem. All right, so our first pair is AU here. Again, we're on the daily time frame, looking at the overall trend. Was very bearish in the past, right? Here's huge Corona spike. Here's the retrace back up to this zone. And then it went bullish here once it finally broke through. Confirmed some higher lows above the zone. Excuse me, guys. This is just ridiculous. All right, so went bullish, confirmed these higher lows, right? And then had a nice little trend here, but it was weakening. So let's go to the 4 hours, take a look at that. So this was like a weakening trend, still steady, but fell off, broke this higher low, shot down to test broken resistance down at this monthly zone, confirmed it as support, gave us a higher low here, and then pushed up. So now it came all the way back up to test this, broken higher low. Right now it tested as a lower high, gave us a double tap, pulled back down. We thought it was going to go short, but it didn't, and actually started pushing up, and broke out of this little pattern, gave us a little transition here, formed a new high above this daily zone, and now it came back to retest. So the way this could play out is if we get some nice bullish setups off this 200 EMA, off these MAs here, this thing could be long. So if you see a nice bullish engulfing, morning star, tons of exhaustion, something like that, lower time frame, higher lows and higher highs, so on. This could be a nice little trade here into this next zone. So just about 100 pips, right? But what's the flip side? If we see some, lower highs, let's say we reject this daily zone, we could be going bearish, and then I would look for some bearish setups, below these MAs, all three of these MAs here, the 200, the 18, the 8. I need to see some lower highs, bearish setups below that to then go bearish. And then I would play it down to this next zone down at the 4-hour, which is about 115, 120 pips, something like that. Okay, so that's AU. Definitely got a little bit of momentum in it. Could see a play. All right, now AJ. Looking very similar to AU as usual. All right, let's zoom out to the daily time frame. Still overall very, very bearish. Right, so if we just see here, this was key support, this monthly zone right at 76.8. Was acting as key support, finally broke, then held as resistance for so many times. All the way back here, all in here, all in here. And then we had a fake out. So it went to break, but it couldn't confirm it. Couldn't confirm the higher low above that zone. It actually fell back down. So this is still very much bearish. So right now we're just looking for some sort of lower high on a 4-hour. So let's drop right down. All right, here we go. So here's that fake break. Tried to give us a higher low. Didn't have the conviction. Held at this lower time frame resistance level here. And then just fell off. And it shot all the way down to our weekly zone. Weekly break of structure, which was all the way back here, right? Came all the way back down and then pulled back and tested the daily break. Came back and tested the daily break. Tons of resistance, gave us a double top, formed this kind of range here. Went to push higher and tested the monthly and then came right back into this range. So this is getting kind of tricky. Like we really have only two options for how this could play out, especially with this range here. Either it's going to make a play to the upside. I'll just redraw both of these, no problem. This is what needs to happen for us to go long. Need to see some serious break and higher low formed above this range here, or this is going to happen where it's going to form a lower high right now. Look to enter on some sort of lower high and then bearish setups within this range. And then all you can do is target towards the bottom of the range. And then once we get there, you'd have to reanalyze. Let's go back to the 4-hour. See if it makes sense. Right, if this forms a higher low right here, breaks above, gives us another one outside of this resistance would be new support. This would be a really good trade. Target towards the prior lower highs, all in here. That trade would make a lot of sense. And then, of course, if it reverses, you're just going to play towards the bottom of the range, which makes a ton of sense as well. Because that's the next major level of support. Where else is it going to go? Not much in between here that could reverse it, but we'll see. So we got to wait on this one too. All right, that's AJ. But this one, as it gets closer, we'll make you guys aware. We'll drop it in premium analysis. If this break were to happen, we get a nice surge above, a nice surge of price action pushing above. I'll let you guys know. All right, so let's move on to UJ. Daily time frame to start. Overall, super bearish, guys. Just to kind of reiterate, there's a giant descending triangle here. Right, key support all the way down here at what is this, 104.5. Lower highs leading up to that, kind of squeezing price action, getting more narrow, more narrow. Another couple patterns in here, descending triangle. Again, key support being at 104.5. Let's drop down to the 4-hour. All right, so it looked like this might have had enough momentum to, push higher, but it just didn't. It just didn't. We really thought this was going to be a nice clean break. I really thought that this was going to be, bring this over. There we go. I really thought that this was going to be the, the push that confirms this break outside of these patterns, but I was wrong. Instead, it just came back up, tested, broken support as new resistance, and also the 88.6 fib level. So there's some confluence in there. Nice MA pullback, MA cross, it's come back down. So from here, this blue path essentially is what we want to see. Some sort of rejection, some sort of lower high, something like this with strong bearish setups, of course. This is what we're looking for. And this is just the first part of this trade, because again, this is just the 4-hour move. If this does break out of this descending triangle, if you go to the daily time frame, it could drop pretty low, especially just going by fibs, just fib alone, halfway through the next zone, down all the way at 103, 103.35, something like that. Pretty low, pretty low. So this could be a larger move. What I'm saying essentially is that this could be a daily move that's developing, and we could catch it pretty early, play it into that, hold it for a little while, and make a good amount of profit. All right, so this is essentially what we want to see. Just rejection off these MAs, some sort of closure back into this pattern with good conviction that we could enter on. All right, so that's pretty much what we're looking for on UJ. If this is to go bullish, same rules apply. We need to see a higher low above this resistance around 106, pretty much. And then if I don't see a higher low above 106, I won't be taking any long opportunities. Only then, when I see this opportunity present itself, is when I'll go long. Until then, I'm bearish. Looking for this short scenario only, pretty much. All right, so that's UJ. I'm going to cover EJ and gold for you guys and then pass this off to Angelo. EJ is looking really nice. It's in a nice little pocket right now. We'll get into it as we drop down. Daily time frame first, though. If we look to the left, we were very, very bearish, right? Very clearly bearish. We recently broke out of this channel through this weekly zone, confirmed a higher low above this weekly. That's the transition. That's the current confirmed transition from bearish trend to bullish once this higher low formed. Then you could even see there's some lower time frame transitions happening in here, right? MA cross, double bottom, bullish engulfings, and so on. So after that transition, we saw a nice rally, this whole set of price action. Nice rally into this monthly zone. Nice little triple top, a little range here. Price action started dying off. We got a nice reversal. Came down to the 61.8. So this was a nice retest. I thought it was going to drop a little bit more, but it didn't. Kind of flatlined here. You could see all the indecision. Price action turned around, went bullish again. Nice transition through the MAs on this daily time frame again. Another bullish engulfing. So there's a lot of momentum here. A lot of bullish momentum. It's definitely bullish on the 4-hour and lower. Daily time frame, it's coming back. It's making the comeback. So let's go to the 4-hour, get a closer look. Okay, so here's what's interesting is that we broke back into this upper range here. So originally, when you see a break of support, or generally when you see a break of support here, you're looking for a retest, confirm the retest, confirm the continuation. So we saw this double top forming. I was expecting this to go bearish, especially on this MA cross. Good bearish momentum. Really thought it was going to drop lower, at least into this daily zone. But clearly, I found support here off this, lower time frame zone right here. Resistance, lower time frame resistance, all in here. Just drop this again. Just gonna even that up. All right. So I found some support there. Pushed higher, back into this upper range, right, where we're forming a higher low now. So we need to see this confirmed higher low right here for us to go long on. Get enough confidence in it, but it's close. It's so close. So this is really what we want to see. Some sort of bullish engulfing, morning star, something like that, crossing through the MAs here. Sure, there'll be a lower time frame, little retest, and then that's what we're entering on. Entering on that. And then we're just going to play it into the monthly zone where we saw price action test a bunch of times, right around 126.5. How many pips is that? Just over 220. So looking pretty good. Not bad if you ask me. However, what if this goes short? What if we see a ton of bearish momentum step into the market, fakes this out, and this thing just starts crashing? This is what we're looking for. So we'll give me the color. There we go. So something like this. Some sort of lower high back below this resistance zone, rejecting it significantly, giving us, a lot of confidence that this is going to go short. And then we'll target major support levels. First being, 123.15. Key fib levels. Wow, excuse me. And then this daily zone down here as well, right around 121. So yeah, this could be a major move. Whichever way it goes, it honestly looks like it's got enough momentum to make a serious play. So we'll be watching. Looks like it's going to go long here, though. Long to start. Quick 200 pips. Not bad, not bad. All right, so that's EJ. Let's move on to gold. Final. This thing looks like it might be going bullish again, guys. So we're on the daily time frame to start. Overall, bullish as hell, as we know. We're going to go right to the 4-hour. Get into this pattern. So we had a nice large volume descending triangle. Key support being right here at 1920. Okay. So a nice little rectangle pattern here. We thought it was going to go long. It didn't. It failed. Price action broke through support. Shot lower, rejected off the 6218 with a nice double bottom. Transitioned. Pretty clean transition, to be honest. Nice little break higher. Retesting broken support. Gave us a higher low and then shot through it. Right through support, or resistance rather. Now it's acting as support. So it's kind of like doing a break and retest right now. We're seeing how it reacts in the zone. Will it push higher? Will it push lower? Either way it goes, we're ready for the same scenario. Break and retest, entering on either a higher low or lower high. In the instance that it goes long and we get a higher low, enter on again a nice conviction setup, nice bullish engulfing or something like that. And then we're going to target towards prior highs. So all these lower highs are our targets. I would say probably 1970s first, then 2000 area, nice psychological level, and then potentially higher. But either way, good amount of profit in all these targets, especially all the way up at 2K. I mean, this thing could really run, but I will be ready for it. Just looking for the right confirmations. So if it goes bearish, again, I'm not interested in going short until I see a lower high below this zone, 1920. Nice confirmed lower high. And then I'll take a short, play towards the lows, 61% fib level weekly, and then 1800, of course, which is a nice psychological level. So we'll see how it goes. But a little early to tell. Got to wait a little bit. Good setup. Definitely seeing what we want to see. But we're going to need a few more confirmations before we pull the trigger on anything. All right, so quick recap. I covered DXY, AU, AJ, UJ, EJ, and gold. All right, so I'm going to pass off to Angelo. He's going to show you how to make $1 million. All right.
Make $1 million. There we go. All right, cool. So looks like we got a good amount of people in here today. Just if you guys want to enter in, we're going to do a little giveaway as always. So if you want to enter the giveaway, just throw in the chat your Discord name. If you're not in Discord, just shoot a message in the chat, get in there now. So just put your Discord name in the chat for a chance to win 25 bucks. So we'll get that going. The end of the call, I'll announce we're having a little sale on the signals. So I'll talk about that more towards the end of this meeting. And if you have any questions, guys, yeah, EU is great loss. If you have any questions, guys, then feel free to put in the chat. Feel free to put it in the chat. And, these sessions are for you. They're completely free. Will be uploaded to YouTube afterwards. So any questions, just throw it in the chat and we'll get to it by the end of the session. I'm going to start off with Euro USD. We're going to bump up to the weekly time frame. So up on the weekly time frame, as we can see last week, a lot of buyers stepped in, a lot of bulls stepped in. We're coming back into this liquidity zone, back into this high right here that previously we dumped from. So with that in mind, what I'm looking at right now is we need to break this down a little bit further down to the daily time frame first, see what's going on. As we can see here, daily time frame, we've been getting some pullbacks and just lower time frame structure. We got the moving averages crossing here. I am still looking for this thing to head bullish. I am still looking for this thing to head back into this daily structure until we break above this daily level. We are in this daily downtrend. On the flip side, on the 4-hour, as we come down here, 4-hour, we are in this uptrend. So We are looking to see if we can pop up and head into this daily level. To the downside, if we start to break this level down here, then the 4-hour will start to turn over. Daily time frame will continue its downtrend, and we'll look for sell opportunities. At that point, structure would start to, or the moving averages would start to cross back over to be bearish. And all it needs is 15. So yeah, this is what we're looking at the moment. I am looking for EU to continue this little bullish trend that it's in. We came down, we took an opportunity up here, got stopped out. We're still looking. Right now, we're right in this zone. We got resistance turn support, 200-day moving average. What would we really need to see here to get in on a buy opportunity? First of all, on the 4-hour, we really need to see some sort of bullish engulfing. Last time we looked at this wick, this 4-hour candle was starting to run a little bit. Still a little bit early right now. It's the same thing. We're getting some wicks, but we need some sort of engulfing here. We need some sort of bullish variation on this time frame, and then we'll bump down to a lower time frame to check things out. So to the downside though, if we start to break, we talked about this earlier in the week, we start to break below this 4-hour level of structure right here, and form another lower high below this 200-day, then we will look for short opportunities, and we will look to continue this 30-minute downtrend that it's in, targeting down near this blue area right here. So pretty much right now, within the next couple hours, we're going to get a direction on EU heading forward. Let's go over now to GU. Let's go up to the weekly time frame. So weekly time frame on GU. Overall, we are bearish. We've rejected these highs many times. Focusing on as to where we are right now, we're seeing something very similar to here, very similar to this push. We got two bullish candles in a row, two weekly bullish candles in a row right here. Now we could see some sort of pullback, just a retest. A lot of buyers are in the market as we come to the daily time frame. Overall is bullish, made this new high, pulled back 618. Now we're just continuing to push up on the lower time frame. So we are bullish on this down to the 4-hour time frame right now. We broke this high right here, pushed to a new high. So 4-hour is bullish as well. Now, where are we looking to enter on this? We need to enter on some sort of higher low. As we can see right here, this level is this 1-hour structure level. We need to get some sort of rejection of this level. As we bring on our fibs, you can see this is the 38.2. So we're pretty much looking for a direction right now. We need some sort of support in this area. Bullish engulfing, morning stars, anything that shows lower time frames breaking structure and heading back to the upside. So this is GU. This is GU. If we get something similar to this, guys, we'll long, and then we'll target these higher time frame levels. We'll bump back up to the higher time frame, be targeting that monthly zone up there. So this is GU. Let's come over to NU. Let's start off all the way on the monthly. So monthly time frame on NU, we've got this cross right here of the moving averages starting to point up a bit, with this one's flatlining still. So keep that in mind. As we come down to the weekly time frame, we can see this level has not been broken, guys. This level has not been broken since April 2019. So every time we come into this level, we come near this level, we're expecting some sort of reversal. We're expecting price to reverse. So as I break this down further to the daily time frame, we can clearly see we are coming back up into this level right now. Huge bullish candle to end last week, and we've got these moving averages crossed. So pretty much at the minimum or at the maximum, we can see this level being retested just because of how bullish we are on the lower time frames. All the way down to this 4-hour time frame, guys. 4-hour, this is the level that we need to break above to be bullish. We just broke above that level last night, popped above there. Now we're retesting that. As we come down now to the lower time frame, this is looking good. And this gives us multiple scenarios now. We can either, if we break below this level, this is 1-hour structure, guys, right here. If we break below this level, then we can consider to look for sell opportunities like this. I see someone in the chat saying they can't hear anything. Just make sure your audio, Zoom can be tricky. Make sure your audio is connected correctly. Sometimes when you come in, the default settings aren't correct. So just make sure you're good. But yeah, if we're waiting on this right here, because remember, overall the weekly time frame, like we just talked about, is bearish. Weekly time frame is bearish here. Had this huge weekly bearish engulfing, but at the same time, look at price currently. Price is very bullish. Price is showing a lot of bullish momentum. Daily time frame still bullish trend, showing a lot of bullish momentum. 4-hour time frame breaking this lower high right now on the 4-hour. So this thing could pop up. This thing could pop up higher. That's completely okay. And as we come down to the 1-hour, we've got our two scenarios here. We can either look to long this into this level, or if we break below this right here, we'll look to short. So those are the two opportunities on NU. Just gonna mark this off. As long as we are above this 4-hour level and find support, we can take buys. So that's NU. Let's pump over now to USAF. Let's come all the way up to the monthly. So monthly time frame on USAF, we had this bullish engulfing at the bottom of this this push. Is obviously very downward trend. This was a low that formed, bullish engulfing here. Now we're getting a pullback. A lot of sellers still in the market right now. Coming down to the weekly, as we can see again, a lot of sellers in the market. No wick on that candle that closed last week. But we are at this support level. We are at this support level. So let's just break this down a little bit further. Let's keep this support level in mind as we come down to the daily time frame right here. Let's clear this up a little bit. So daily time frame is where we broke this previous lower high right here, made a new high. Now we're in this pullback. We're all the way at this low right now, all the way at this low, and even down to the 4-hour. 4-hour time frame is all the way at this low, at this lower low point. So 4-hour time frame is bearish, daily time frame is bullish, and then the weekly time frame overall is bearish. So we're trying to see all these time frames line up. We want to see every single thing line up. Right now, we're going to operate with a lot of caution because we have this monthly level right here. Ideally, what we want to see is we want to see this on the 4-hour time frame get below this monthly level. And even then, as we can see previously, price dipped below this level and came right back up to this area. So I'm currently waiting on USAF. I'm waiting to see what it's going to do on this 4-hour. As we can see, it's heading lower right now. We just formed this like lower high point on the 30-minute time frame. And yes, this could be a potential entry right here. I'll just highlight it for you guys because it does stick to our rules. Just highlight this. And pretty much why is we had this lower low, lower high, lower low, double bottomed here, came back up. Now we're having this lower high point where price is really falling off, a lot of momentum through the moving averages. The only problem is we know that we're at this support level right here. So it would be like, what would we be targeting here? Because we don't want to take a short opportunity and then, hit a lot of buyers and then get stopped out. But pretty much, guys, what I would do is if I were to take this trade is I would just look to target right at this level, 20 pips, 1-to-1, and I would just move stops to break even right as we get there. So this would just be an aggressive trade kind of into the support level. But if we were to take this, this is what I would do. Just get to 1-to-1, move stops to break even that way. If this does fall lower, if this does have the opportunity to go a lot lower, then we're in on the trade already. But just to be conservative, if we do break below this level, looking for the retest, then we'll get it on that. On the flip side, if we get above pretty much this level, we would need to get above this level to start to look for buys. Right now, we're clearly in a downtrend on the 30-minute, clearly in a downtrend on the 4-hour. But if it does start to get above this level, if we start to break some structure here, these moving averages will start to cross. Then we'll start to look more at the daily time frame. Daily time frame will form some sort of bullish engulfing. Then things will start to line up a little bit more. So right now, we're just looking to sell. We're looking to sell off, potential sell is down into this level right now. This is definitely the best probability trade at the current moment. So that's USEF. Let's bump over now to UCAD. Let's go up time frames. Let's go to the monthly. So monthly time frame on UCAD, we've been falling off pretty much ever since coronavirus started. We've been falling off pretty hard. Now we hit a little bullish pullback, and now sellers are stepping right back in and going to the downside. So let's just break all this down a little bit further. Monthly time frame is just kind of one look. Down to the weekly, look what we have here. Very similar to here, we had this pullback, retesting the moving averages, retested this monthly resistance level, and then we fell off. Large bearish candle to close out last week, which is very important. So a lot of sellers in the market. And then same thing as Yusef, we're down near this monthly support level. Price could definitely come to here and halt like it did previously and shoot back up. Hasn't broken below here in a long time. Hasn't broken below here since 2018 on this pair. So this is very telling. USD obviously needs to go bullish for this thing to reverse. DXY needs to go more bullish. The dollar needs to be stronger for this thing to actually reverse on us. So that's something to consider. Right now, until we see breaks of structure, we're not going to just buy in this zone down here. We just need to look at structure. Daily time frame structure, still very bearish. Weekly time frame, obviously pulling back, very bearish right here. And then all the way down to the 4-hour as well. 4-hour is very bearish too. So what are we going to do? What do we do right now? Pretty much we're just looking at this lower time frame, looking for, again, still potential sell opportunities right now. As we can see, we had this like combo right here where we pulled back. We had this bearish candle through the moving averages, came back, retested, another bearish candle. So these are sell opportunities right here for us on UCAD, where we put stops. Stops would be above this previous candle that just formed right there. What would we target? And again, it's a little risky because we're coming right into this support level. So I would just target 1-to-1, and then I would just roll stops to break even as we get to that level. So that's UCAD. On the flip side, if we start to break above this level up here, that's when we're going to look for buys. And we're not going to buy right away. We're going to wait for a solid retest. And once we get that retest, then we will look to long like this. So that's UCAD. Let's go over now to GU, or GJ, I mean. We've got GJ. Let's bump up to the weekly time frame. So GJ correlates very similar to EU or to GU. As we can see going into this week, we had a lot of buyers. As we closed, very bullish. Right here, we're getting some hesitation at the beginning of the week. Break this down to the daily time frame, very bullish, guys. This is daily structure. This is a higher low. And then even down to the 4-hour here, we had 4-hour time frame break structure, form a higher low. So these time frames are lining up. These time frames are lining up pretty well right now. And all we're looking for is, this is like a little channel, an ascending channel right now. We need this to continue. Where would I enter on this? And let's just look at structure really quickly. And I like to run through this little example. We've been doing it in pretty much every call, but we're just going to go through structure and take a look. And down here at where we're at, why we would want to buy, and just talk about structure for 1 second. Cool. So I'm going to go ahead, just draw this out. So I'll just trace along the actual trend. I'll take this off. I'll come down to bring off the candlesticks, and I'll just look at it like this, guys. And as you can see, this is looking pretty crazy, but within all of this madness, we've just got higher lows. So we've got our fibs. Whenever we hit 38.2 or we cross below the moving averages, we're looking at higher lows. So as we can see, this 38.2 was tested 1, 2, 3, 4 times. All potential buy opportunities were hit at this level. We don't move the Fibonacci until we break this 0% level right here. So as we break this level, we move our fibs to our new high. We came back, hit 61.8, pushed again, came up, hit 0%, came back, hit 38.2. So this was our most previous high or low. And then we can adjust this to our new high right here. And now at our new high, we just fibbed right through this because this was a minor level. This is market structure, yes. This was a very minor level, came up, hit 50%, came up, hit 0%, came down. Now we're retested 50% right here. This is a very telling level right now. If we break this level, guys, this means we'll break structure on this time frame. And all I will do is I will bump up time frame. So let's, with that in mind, going through that little exercise, let's bring everything back on the charts, including the candlesticks, and let's take a look again, where we're at. So this is where we're at. We're right at this support level right here. This is the level that if it were to be broken, we would shift our bias. We'd bump up to the 4-hour, and we would be waiting for a further pullback on the 4-hour. As we just went over, this 4-hour is bullish until this is broken. So on the 4-hour, this is market structure. On the 1-hour, this is market structure. This is our support level. This is our higher low. So pretty much either we're going to reject this level, go long, and when would we buy? Pretty much on something similar to this. If I was looking at this earlier today and I saw this huge bullish candle, I mean, the volume would scare me a little bit, but I would have pretty much sized up a buy. I would have put stops below this level down here. And this is what I would be looking at. I'd be looking at some sort of opportunity to the upside on this. But we didn't look at that. We weren't in the market at that point. So right now we're just looking for this level to be respected. This level to be respected. Again, still. And if it is, if we find some sort of bullish pressure through the moving averages there, that'll show up on the 4-hour. 4 hours still above this 200-day, so it's very much so still bullish. And that'll be a good opportunity for us to get in on some sort of buy. So that's GJ. Just to recap. And it was good to end with that little lesson on market structure. Just to recap, we did EU, GU, NZD, USD, USEF, UCAD. We are looking for things to continue either to the upside or the downside with these pairs with dollar weakness. We'll see if the dollar can start to actually break critical levels. First, it really needs to break this level right now. And as we're seeing, sellers are stepping in. As we're talking, sellers are stepping back in. So at the minimum, DXY needs to break above this level right here. And until it does, guys, this thing is still bearish as hell. 4-hour bearish as hell, daily bearish as hell. So we'll see how it goes. So that is everything I have for you guys. I went over, again, EU, GU, NU, USEF, UCAD, GJ. We'll drop all of our premium analysis for you guys. So throughout the day, me and Nick, if we see trade opportunities, we'll post in here. We'll post them in here. If you guys want to get in on this, it's kind of like goes hand in hand with the live sessions. It's just $7 one-time fee. So you can come up here, $7 one-time fee in this start here section. And then right now we are currently doing a little promotion. I saved it to the end. We're doing $149 one-time fee for premium signals. So that's, again, just signals that we send out. We give you the market, the order, when to get in on it. And it's $149 one-time fee. We also have a full course included in this. And this just builds off of these live sessions, guys. So if you want to get in on this, there's only 5 spots available for this program. So just shoot us a message after this. And that's pretty much it. So we're going to get this uploaded to YouTube afterwards in a bit, and I'll get the giveaway announced too. And if you guys have any final questions, feel free to go ahead.
Yep. And if not, guys, we got another session tomorrow, Wednesday and then Thursday. We got 2 more for the week, guys. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's the best part about these too, is if you can't make the time, they're always recorded, always uploaded to YouTube, so you guys can catch them an hour later, 2 hours later, whatever works for you guys. But yeah, thank you guys again for joining in. Just message us on Discord, pertaining to this, signals promotion, or just any other questions you guys have. You can always reach out to us. We're here to support you guys.
Yes, sir. So we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Hope you have a good rest of your day and rest of your night. And yeah, we'll talk to you guys later.
Peace, guys.
Peace.